At Retravision, we know exactly what you want, like our lowest price guarantee, buy now and pay later, and an extra 5% discount for RAC members. That's on top of all the latest tech from the world's best brands at Retravision.
A lot more secure in the line, so pushing forward.
Bad shot here, boys, and we start a roll here. One bad shot to open the door here, boys. Come on, lad.
Yep, one bad shot is going to bring Faf du Plessis in, mate. Yeah, Faf du Plessis just got 100. That's a pretty good form, Bernie.
Well, it's coming up to that time of the season now. We're coming into round 18 of the Peel Cricket Association preliminary rounds of games. And after the long weekend, we go into finals time where it all kicks off. This is the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show. My name is Orazio Santolucia, and I am your host this week, and as I am every week. This one's going to be a little bit late. So as you are listening to this, it's probably going to be Friday evening. If you are listening on Sport FM 91.3, thanks for listening. Saturday morning between 8 and 9, you are getting it in your normal sort of time slot. But as life happens, this one's just taking a little bit longer to get off the ground. So bear with me. As per usual, there is a hell of a lot happening here in the Peel Cricket Association. We had the Ladies T20 Grand Final last week. So we'll have a quick little snapshot of that one there. But well done to South Mandurah Cricket Club. Back-to-back championes they are. Very proud ladies they were, and well done to everyone involved there. They defeated Shoalwater, who unfortunately are becoming the perennial bridesmaids at the moment. Let's hope that that doesn't continue as we progress into the finals. They have a couple of teams that are going to be having a fair income crack at silverware, and it includes their A-grade team. We'll have a little chat about that later. We've also got the grand final, or the final of the Country Cup, the Belt Up Country Cup. That is a very important program within the country cricket program. That's where a lot of the WA Country 11 players are selected from. And as we know, we had 3 from our region selected in the recent WA team that finished runners-up in the Australian Country Championships. So I'll have a little preview into that. We are playing Bunbury Districts Cricket Association in a little powwow against the traditional rivals. We had some big scores again last weekend. We had some really good results, and the finals are pretty much locked away. So we had a quick look at that and look at who's going to be where, as well as we are very proud to say that we're going to have 2 teams, not one, but 2 teams going away to Women's Country Week next weekend. We have a weekend off with that long weekend, and Peel Carnival is on. So we, the PCA, the seniors, have a weekend off. We get to really set up for the finals, and we go head first into a big month of cricket where we work out who will be this year's Wiley Cup winners. Will it be Hall's Head, who are the runaway leaders at the top of the table? Will it be White Knights Baldivis, who have an absolute stranglehold across the whole competition? They are either first or second in just about every grade. They're having a real sort of hot run to the finals. If they win this week, they remain second on the table and have really just done the business across the board. And they, along with Hall's Head, are really just the strong club and the ones that are really sort of flexing their muscle at this time of the season. As per usual, we get into this sort of period of the season, and there's a little bit of hot air that floats around. People get a little bit hot under the collar. They get a bit under the pump. They feel the pressure. They probably put a little bit more on it than it really needs to be. At the end of the day, this is recreational cricket. I know it's important to a lot of people. It's important to me as well. You know, it wasn't that long ago that I was playing, and I understand how it feels. But at the same time, I think we can all just take a chill pill and just remember that sun will still come up tomorrow, and we'll all be good, and it's all going to be okay. What else happened? We had. I was very fortunate to head off to Mandurah Cricket Club's centenary celebrations last weekend, and they were fantastic. Well done to Brendan Ned Ingle. We're still waiting to hear whether it's an official world record, but he did complete the 7.5 kilometre run from, you know, throughout the streets of Mandurah, all that sort of stuff, down into, you'll see on the Facebook page, if you jump onto our Facebook page, you'll see the little video clip. He runs down the hill and just sprints in. I don't know, he keeps a magnificent rhythm. Had a chat to him last Saturday and said, mate, you picked up a head of steam as you come down. And he just said, I just found a second wind, because he was absolutely stuffed. And you don't quite see that. He reckons he was gone. But he saw the crowd. There was a lot of people there. They were cheering him on. He found a little bit, sprinted down the hill into a lovely rhythm, had the big flowing mullet wig. And you will see in the footage, he just about gets a wicket with that ball. How it missed the stumps, no one knows. That would have been an amazing sort of finish to that particular moment, I guess. But at the end of the day, he completed that run. He raised some fantastic money and obviously awareness for Alzheimer's Australia. Like I said, I think nearly every family is touched by Alzheimer's somewhere along the line, or dementia. Really horrible sort of disease. So well done to Ned for that. But well done also to bringing the history of Mandurah and Mandurah Cricket Club together. The night he just had amazing statistics and information on the club and where, even in the growth of Mandurah. I mean, and the club's synonymous with it, because as the town grew to become a city and becomes the biggest regional city in WA, the cricket club rose with it. And the trials and tribulations of being a community sports club, how it's hard and where they've been and how they nearly went under and all sorts of things. I mean, it's a great story now, but with the success, there's a lot of pain that comes with it, and they're real difficult years where they didn't have a home and struggled for an identity to where they are now at Meadow Springs. Fantastic facility. So well done to Ned there and the team at Mandurah. And to top it off, at the end of the night, they announced their next life members, and very worthy award. I guess you're awarded a life membership, aren't you? So Justin Solly and his much better half, the lovely wife as well, for their tireless work they've done for the club over many, many, many years. Couldn't think of any more worthy winners. So well done to Justin, and I can't remember her name, but the much better half anyway. Well done and congratulations. It was great to see a whole bunch of people there, and it was great to see a whole bunch of different club shirts there as well. A lot of people there just sort of celebrating Peel cricket. Obviously, Mandurah was the foundation of that that evening, and it was their night. But it was great to see other clubs there just there to recognise and get around everyone and just understand that we're all as strong as each other. It's no good just being a one club town or two club town, or we all need to get together, and that's a message I'd like to get across to everyone. Look, a hell of a lot happening. The Wileys were there as well, which was fantastic. You're obviously synonymous with that club. Teague and Georgia were there along with Dad, John. Some of the uncles were there, as well as Marnie, just doing what she does, just sort of hanging back. I don't know why, because she's the rock in that family, keeps them all together. So hi, Marnie. G'day to all the Wileys there. So Teague in between playing for Rocky Mandurah and then having to fly off to Tasmania, where the as I'm recording this, the Sheffield Shield side have won convincingly against Tasmania. Teague had a good game. He got 80 in the second innings. And congratulations to Teague, by the way. He was crowned back-to-back Junior Sports Star of the Year in the Sports West Awards last night. They are pretty prestigious in WA, across WA, and he's gone back-to-back there. So congratulations. That goes on top of his City of Mandurah Sports Awards, and I dare say it'll just be a continuation of probably plenty more where that comes from. So well done there to Teague, and well done to everyone involved with the Mandurah Cricket Club. Okay, we're going to go to a little break here. This is the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show. As per usual, it is proudly supported by those wonderful sponsors in Retravision, where, remember, if you are an RAC member, get in there with your RAC card, 5% off their already mad, crazy prices. ESA Sports, they make every sporting moment epic. I'll get out of the way there. Johnny Sanders is the managing director there, CEO, the boss, the El Presidente. Look, it's coming up that time of the year, maybe having a look at your kits and you're thinking, oh, we might need some new kit. Get onto ESA Sport. They're all over that sort of stuff. End of season awards nights, you might want a guest speaker there. Johnny can line you up with some of the best talent in WA, but he can also line your club up with Everlast. We've still got finals to go. They want all the energy they can get, and Everlast sports drinks is the way to go. So get the Everlast in your fridges. And remember, if you are listening on 91.3 Sport FM, the voice of community sport in WA, thanks for listening between 8 and 9 on Saturday morning, and thanks Sport FM for their support. We'll be back.
RAC members get exclusive deals and offers, plus an extra 5% off on top of our lowest price guarantee at Retravision.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show. As per usual, is proudly supported by all those guys around there. Retravision, Everlast, ESA, that way, Sports Agency, and, I'll go this way. You can just about say it, Sport FM 91.3. Okay, well, it was all happening last week in the A-grade competition of the PCA, the Wiley Cup. That's the one that everyone wants to win. Obviously, B-grade, the Macintosh Cup. We've got the Jeffrey Cup in C-grade, the Ritchie Cup in D-grade. They are all very, very big trophies to win and something that everyone's striving for. But at the end of the day, it all sort of goes that way, doesn't it? And the A-grade's the pinnacle of the competition. And last week, we saw White Knights Baldivis continue their strong run of form with a resounding 73-run victory over their rivals in Shoalwater Bay in the penultimate round of the Wiley Cup last Saturday. The other winners last week were Hall's Head. They spoiled the party for Mandurah. On their big day, they had a big 8-wicket victory. Waroona defeated Secret Harbour by 5 wickets. That was a close game, actually. Secret Harbour really they've had a pretty solid season. They've just been a bit unlucky with some of the results, but they've really started to pick up, and you can see some green shoots there, definitely. And Pinjarra won a tight one over Singleton Winians. So just a bit more detail about how those games went. Brad Williams, the South African who wants to be an Aussie, who wouldn't want to be? The South African player that's come over to White Knights this year, continued his hot form with another century. The last month or so, he's got 181. That was last week or the week before? No, last week. No, 2 weeks ago. He got 49 last week, got 101 this week. And then about a month ago in the last round of the Country Cup, he got a very impressive 45 there as well. So he's in a real hot run of form there, is Brad. And his 101 was a big part of the White Knights getting 184 at Stan Twyte. So he's obviously starting to really understand the wickets and the bowling and all that sort of stuff. He's a first-class cricketer. Easy to think, you come back and you should be able to dominate. But, our wickets are different. The bowling's different. The conditions are different. It does take a while. You've only had to just look at what Australia have dished up in the couple of tests. I mean, they've come off a summer here where they could have batted left-handed and bowled with their opposite arm and closed their eyes and still won. They absolutely bullied and dominated their way through. They go to India and they look like they've never played cricket before. So playing in different conditions is hard. But Brad's obviously showing his talent there and really starting to shine. As I've told a couple of people, I just hope he keeps that hot back going for Sunday when we take on Bunbury. For Shoalwater, anyway, Joel Ritchie, who's had a pretty good year with the ball, he took 4 wickets in as Shoalwater bowled out the White Knights for 184. But Shoalwater's batting, unfortunately, didn't come up to the mark. Only Charles Kunji got 33. That was about it. No one else really passed 20. And then when they were 6 for 76, it was always going to be a bit hard from there. And eventually they bowled out for 111. And what that win meant was the Nighters, they leapfrogged Shoalwater into second spot. So if the White Knights win their game, they maintain second spot. And that's a big sort of sign of growth, really, for White Knights to get in to finish second. And as I mentioned in the opener, they basically dominate the whole competition, as we'll quickly go through a bit later on. And Shoalwater just on a little bit of a slippery slope coming into the finals, not the form they want to be in. They really want to get back on the winning circle as they head into the finals and be on a positive. They've had a fantastic couple of years, no doubt. But this is the time it really needs to count. So let's hope that they get that done. Hall's Head, they just continued on their merry way. Just business as usual, beating Mandurah by 8 wickets there. Mandurah, obviously, they were celebrating their century of existence. But they batted first and really couldn't find anyone to help Jordan Bell, who's sort of been the lone hand this season, really. He got 48, but that was about it. They got bamboozled again by that the wily old fox in Phelpsy, Chris Phelps. His hot hand. I mean, he's the leading wicket taker. He took another 3 wickets, and he's consolidated his spot at the top of the table there. And geez, I tell you what, the way the Australian team are calling out for SOS for any spinner of any note, and especially left armers, they've got this real, they've got this real sort of taste for left arm spinners. I tell you what, they could do worse than get the wily veteran in. Hall's Head, they are only chasing, what were they chasing? They didn't chase many, but they were able to get that 2 down in the 26th over. I'll just quickly confirm on the old trusty My Cricket. Okay, so Mandurah got 144 and they were all out in the 40th over. And in 25.2 overs, Hall's Head were able to chase that down. That man, Jack Manuel, he hates me saying that. He got 64 not out off 59 balls, 4 fours and 3 sixes. And his partner in crime for a lot of the time this year, Tim Miles, he got another half century. He got 55 with the 8 fours off 65 balls. Pretty slow for him in the way he's been going this year. And they just cruised by and got the runs pretty easily there. Jack's passed the 1,000-run mark for the season in all cricket. So well done to Jack there. And I'm sure Hall's Head would like to see him get a couple more 100 runs over the finals and get the Hall's Head team over the line if they get there in the final and to win some silverware in the A grade. Okay, we'll go back to the reports. What else have we got? Waruna, they kept their finals hopes alive. They are currently 5th. They're just sitting just outside. They need to win this week and then see what happens with the other games. But they had a tough win against Secret Harbour. And their runs, they put up a good score. The Dockers president, David Drew, he got a 50. And Shaban Ahmed, who's had a really good season for Secret A, got 53 as well. They posted 163 in the end. Not a bad score. And you think that's a winnable sort of score. For the Warriors, Nick Rep took 4 wickets for the Warriors. And in the reply, Waruna were able to get the score. Jaden DeRosa, who's come back from his little holiday hiatus in Canada, 64 not out. Good to see Jaden back and just doing what he does. And Nick Rep got 45 as well to add to his 4 wickets. So he had a great win. He had a great week. And those two really sort of steered Waruna home and they won by 5 wickets. And in the final game, Singleton, they batted first and they were playing Pinjarra. They batted first in their game. They posted 191. And it was Glenn Gewer and Nathan Anderson who did the damage there. They both got half centuries. So they got the Singleton innings up to 191. But in reply, Pinjarra did it quite comfortably and they were able to chase it down with 11 overs to spare. And it was the big horse, the big man, Adam France, who continued his blistering form with a rapid 45 off only 27. And Jake Foley made another half century. And those two really sort of guided their team home. Warnbro enjoyed the bye. So there's 5 racing for 4 there. And as I mentioned, we're in a just sitting out. So you've got Hall's Head, you've got White Knights, you've got Shoalwater, and you've got Warnbro, who are holding on for dear life, who they really want to obviously defend their title that they won very, very well last year. And as you probably heard me say numerous times, I think you've just got to get to the finals. And then from there, it's anyone's. Obviously, if you finish top, you get the bonus of going straight through. You know, you win your game, you go through to the final, and then the loser of second plays the winner of third and fourth for the preliminary, whatever you want to call it, and then you go through to the grand final. So that'll be a tight one there. Like I said, if Warnbro lose and Maroona win, there's a chance they could flip over, and that'd be disastrous. But it just highlights how tight it is at the top. If you go into B grade, you've got White Knights, Baldivis, and Hall's Head. They've secured the top 2. They can't really move. And then you've got Mandurah, Rockingham, and Shoalwater. They're all in the hunt for the last 2 spots there. If you just keep going through, you've got White Knights, Baldivis. They've got top spot wrapped up in C, D, and E. And they've also got their 2 F grade teams well in finals contention. And I think they play each other this week in F grade. So, look, it's all happening, as we say in the classics, in the PCA. And as I said earlier, as we get into this sort of period, this is where, collars get a little bit hot and people get a little bit fired up. And look, it's important to remember, look, we're playing cricket, we're playing community cricket, and I can't stress enough that we really want to see player behaviour improve. We want to see supporter and spectator behaviour improve as well, because that's where a lot of it starts. There's people on the sidelines and they're getting a little bit fired up, and there's a barb thrown here and one thrown there, and before you know it, it just doesn't end pretty. So I urge everyone involved to really just think about what you're doing. By all means, get competitive. You want to win. That's never, ever been... it's not something I don't want to see. But what I do want to see is that we play in a fair and reasonable manner, and that you look after each other and you make sure that at the end of the day, it's the game, it's the competition, it's the association that's the winner. The more difficult you make it for everyone, the harder it is to really enjoy the game. You've got a lot of people doing a lot of work in the background to be able to provide the opportunity. By bad behaviour, and it's just disrespectful, and it just goes, you sort of throwing it right back in the face of the club veteran, the volunteer that does all the work to, they help set up the ground. They could be doing all the background work to, raise money, import money and funds for your club and things like that. So just remember, before you lose it, just count to 5, take a deep breath and let it go by. Okay, because it really, really, really doesn't matter. Okay, like I said, the sun will come up tomorrow and we'll all be good. But in saying that, good luck to everyone as we head into the finals. As I did mention off the top as well, we had a grand final on the weekend, and that was between South Mandurah and Shoalwater Bay. That was the ladies T20 final. That was Sunday just gone. And as I mentioned at the top of the show as well, the winners were South Mandurah, who are the back-to-back champions of the lady T20 competition. We'll be looking to get that sponsored yet again. We unfortunately lost that sponsorship we had. We had Beyond Bank, but that one fell over in the end. So we'll be doing our best to get that competition sponsored yet again moving forward. But well done to South Mandurah in winning their grand final. They defeated Shoalwater Bay, and I'll just get the scores up in front of me. So Shoalwater Bay, they batted first, and they were all out for 95 at the end of their 20 overs. You had Brooke Hutton, she was the leading scorer for Shoalwater Bay. She got 28. You had Ree Chandler, she got 14, retired. And you also had Bree Williams on 12, retired. With the ball, you had, let's just take another. Gemma Truscott, she was the leading wicket taker with 2 wickets for South Mandurah. And then in reply, South Mandurah chased it down quite comfortably in 14 overs. They were 3 for 96. You had Sarah Smith, who she retired on 17 off her 20 balls. You had Tamika Cope. She got 15 off her 20 balls. And then you had Ava Muir. She didn't quite last the 20 balls, but she put on 19 and really got her team over the line. So well done to everyone involved there. And with the ball, we had Brooke Hutton get 3 wickets for 22 off her 4 overs. So she had a good game for Shoalwater, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. So look, well done to everyone involved there. Look, it's still a fledgling competition. We're still working hard to really develop that. And just watch this space for where we're going in the women's game. We've got 2 teams registered for Women's Country Week. We're just, we're still trying to get a couple more players. If you are listening and you think there's, you might be interested, there are some spots available, but we think we've got enough for 2. So we've nominated 2, and that's where we're going at the moment, which is pretty exciting. We barely scraped together 1 over the last couple of seasons, but we've got more interest, which is good. And we're really looking to sort of get a solid coaching sort of program that's across the whole pathway. So it involves the Junior Association, our association, and the Premier Club in Rockingham, Mandurah. Really want to get some sort of solid coaching over the winter and really get a core group of women and younger girls upskilled, I guess, is the way to do it, and build a really good foundation and then be able to bring it into their cricket. And wherever that goes. But we want a strong pathway that allows young girls to young adults to older women to be able to play cricket at whatever level they want to play. But there has to be a hardball competition for community cricket, and that's very, very important. So we'll be doing our utmost to really get that up and running as of next season. And we just think a coaching platform, coaching foundation is going to be a big part of it. So there'll be some news coming up very, very soon, but just watch this space. Okay. Look, it's all happening here in the Peel Cricket Association. You are on the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show. My name is Orazio Santalucia, and we are very proudly supported by all these guys behind me. As you can see, we've got Retravision, guaranteed lowest prices, 60-day price promise for all the electrical stuff that you love, be it, it could be computers, it could be hair dryers, it could be, I say it all the time, but even down to your Weber barbecues, your Weber Qs and little things like that, they sell all that sort of stuff. They've got everything, and they have got the best prices, the best advice, 60-day price promise, 5% off if you're an RAC member. If you love any of that stuff, it'd be crazy to go anywhere else. So get into Retravision, ESA Sports, where they make every sporting moment epic. And Everlast sports drinks is the stuff you want to get down your throat, especially now that we're coming into finals. We'll have batters and bowlers and everyone doing their utmost to get their team over the line. Make sure that you're getting that Everlast, the isotonic hydration, to stay on top of your game in recovery. You are on the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show. We'll be right back after this.
At Retravision, we know exactly what you want, like our lowest price guarantee, buy now and pay later, and an extra 5% discount for RAC members. That's on top of all the latest tech from the world's best brands at Retravision.
Welcome back to the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show, proudly brought to you by all those guys around us, Retravision, ESA Sports and Everlast Sports Drinks. And if you are listening to us as you're driving around Perth on Saturday morning, and it is about 8:25, I'm just picking a time. If you are listening at 8:25, thank you. And you are listening on 91.3, I don't know, 91.3 Sport FM. Thanks a lot for listening, and thank you to Sport FM for supporting this little podcast. You might hear my voice a little bit later on Saturday as we cover WA Premier Cricket it'll be the match out at Midland Guildford, out at Lilac Hill. Lovely ground. Used to be a fixture every year, if you remember. The Lilac Hill fixture was an important part of the international calendar, and teams used to play out there. I remember when I moved over here, one of the first places I went to was Lilac Hill because I knew of that ground. Going into the pavilion there and looking up on the walls and seeing some of the teams that they've had. I mean, it blew my mind away. I mean, it was a couple there. It was pretty much a WA state team. I mean, you had anyone from Brendan Julian to Joe Angel to Tom Moody to I think you had Tim Zura, Mark Lavender. Who else did you have in there? You had this English guy called Alex Stewart. They just had ridiculous names in that team, and over again, and you just saw why they won, endless premierships in that sort of period. But there's a real strong history of really strong WA cricket. Not only there, even some of the other grounds you go to. I was at Scarborough last weekend. I was doing some commentary there, and it was a period they had a hell of a team that included a Justin Langer, a Robbie Baker, a Clint Heron, Michael Dighton, Kate Harvey. These are all very, very successful state cricketers, and they were playing club cricket all at the same time. Just phenomenal. Hopefully we get to see those days once again. Okay, talking sort of representative cricket. Nice little segue there. Geez, looks like I've done this before. I just wanted to highlight a couple little things that are coming up. First of all, we decided to really pump up our T20 competition. I mean, you've heard me say this numerous times, but I think we've really got something special. And part of it is to acknowledge the players that made it. So it was to have a team of the competition. It's like an all-stars team, if you want to call it. And basically the only proviso was that they played in the competition at some stage. That's about it. We weren't worried about marquee players and all that sort of stuff because everyone makes the competition. So it was just a matter of who were the best players. And there was a panel that consisted of myself, Terry McNeil, and we had Trevor Crink as well. Trevor umpired just about every game. Terry scored just about every game. And I was there every game. None of us have really got any tie to any club. So it was more just we just threw some names around and we all sort of come to the same sort of conclusion and just went on if this player got the most votes, yep, they went through and all that sort of stuff. And it was a team. The whole idea was, well, we need to put together a team as if they were going to play. So, it couldn't be all batsmen or all bowlers or whatever and all that. You had to put together a team. So you had to get, so many batters, so many bowlers, and then obviously a wicket keeper somewhere in there as well. So anyway, like any team, like when an All-Australian is named or a representative or whatever, okay? When someone decides to put the top 50 AFL players of the year, look, everyone's got their own opinion and that's great. That's fantastic. But this is where we got to. So we had Jack Manuel. He's the captain of the team. Corey Wosley from Shoalwater Bay, Ethan Smith from Rockingham Hornets, Dudley Cortland from Shoalwater Bay, Chris Chalou from Mandurah Cricket Club, Chris Davenport, who played for Halls Head Cricket Club. Now, he's obviously one of the marquees, as was Corey Wosley. Ethan Smith is a returning player, I guess if you want to call that, but he's originally from Rockingham. Aaron Burridge, he's obviously one of the returning players at Halls Head. Tim Miles, he's a current player. Nathan Anderson at Singleton, he's the wicketkeeper. Prav Chahal, who's overseas player with Varuna, but he's doing very, very well. Jackson Ward, who's with his little smart, little slow mediums, has had an outstanding season. And Ben Brattain was the final player picked, and he's from Mandurah, obviously. They are the 12. They were the ones that were selected as the team of the Retravision Premier T20 League. So well done to those guys, and we'll be doing a little something for them at the awards evening, which is coming up on March the 20th, Monday, March the 20th. So mark that down in your diaries. I'm going to try to make something of that as well. So Monday, March the 20th is the Peel Cricket Association Awards evening. if anyone's interested and they want to come along, and either if you are listening from your club, have a chat to your club delegates. If you are from outside the club and you've got an interest and you want to come along, or you're thinking of something or other, just contact us here at the Pavilion. Either jump onto our Facebook page, the Peel Cricket Association Facebook page on Messenger, and send us a little message, or you can just email me direct, president@peelcricket.com, president@peelcricket.com. Okay, what I'd also like to do is just announce the team that is going to play in the final of the Country Cup. And that team looks like this. If I can get it in front of me, just wait 1 second. Okay, here we go. The selected team will be Josh Rudge to captain the team, Ben Brittain, who was selected to play for the Country 11 recently in the statewide T20. The Country 11 were the eventual winners, and Ben got a call up to that, and he was very, very proud. He had the WA colours on. A bit like myself, he's a Victorian, so he normally got the big white V and the dark blue, but no, he was wrapped. So well done to Ben there. Damien Burridge, obviously back recently from the WA Country 11. Dan Abel, he played with them as well. Prav Chahal is having a great season for Waroona. Dudley Cortland, who's having a great season with the bat for Shoalwater Bay. Adam France, having a great season for Pinjarra, and he also represented WA Country at the recent champs. Braden Haskell, the under-21 rep, he's done really well when he's had the opportunities to play. His bowling's got better and better, and being part of this program has helped him, so we're really pumped for him and wrapped that he's on our team. Kane Standing, he's just doing the business for not only Warnbrook, but also for the PCA team. He'll be the wicket keeper and have an important role with the bat as well. Brad Williams, as I mentioned earlier, having a real outstanding month or so with the bat, and let's hope he has at least one more good hit in him here. And Jake Wiley's had a really good all-round season with both bat and ball for Hall's Head. They are your 11. We are probably still looking for 12. We had Mitch Oliver, but unfortunately he hurt his hand, so he's made himself unavailable. And you've got to have played a game in the competition to get in. So some of the others aren't available, so we're down to 11. So we should be okay. Let's fingers crossed everyone pulls up all right on Saturday and gets in a Sunday. And you only need 11 on the ground anyway. We're playing Bunbury, and the game will be at Creswell Park. That game will be live streamed on Frogbox. So if you just jump onto the WA Country Cricket Board section of My Cricket, follow the game. The live stream link will be there. I'll try to put the live stream link also up on our Facebook page, so you can click in there as well. Game will start at 11 o'clock. If you happen to be in Perth, come down Creswell Park in Swanbourne. That's the home of Claremont Nedlands, who are the superstar WA Premier team. Just win everything in front of them. They won the One Day Cup. Was it last week or the week before, to add to their trophy cabinet just bursting at the seams. They recently had 5 players from their team, running around in the Big Bash, and they've still got state players everywhere, and they're just a strong club. And so anyway, that's where the game will be held, and we'll be very much looking forward to hopefully getting over the line. It'd be great finish to the country sort of season for Peel. We've had our challenges this year with I guess a little bit about identity, isn't it, really? If you want to sort of work out what it is. Just to cut a long story short, a lot of you would know there are some mixed messages going out. I just want to make sure that it's the right message that is going out. Essentially, Peel, or our competition, not Peel itself. I mean, Peel itself is what it is, and basically it's Mandurah, the city of Mandurah, the Shire of Waroona, the Shire of Murray, and the Shire of Serpentine Jarrahdale. They make up the Peel region as a regional area. Okay, and that's considered country, if you want want of a better term. From I guess Lakelands up, where the border of Rockingham, city of Rockingham and the city of Mandurah meet. Anything north of that is considered metropolitan, as it is. I mean, the city of Rockingham is a metropolitan shire, a metropolitan local government authority. And that means from anyone, Singleton, Warnborough, obviously Rockingham Hornets, White Knights Baldivis, North Baldivis, Secret Harbour, and everyone else is pretty much part of a metropolitan area. So therefore, players that play for those clubs are not considered eligible to play in the Senior Country Week competition. Now, that doesn't mean our competition split or anything. It's just the way it is. We have a very, very unique setup. So what I hope to do and what we all want to do is make the best out of that. So rather than look at it as an issue, it's an opportunity, and we're investigating what we can do with that. We're looking at affiliation with Cricket West. Now, Cricket West are they're probably the best way to call it an advocacy group, pretty much like what the Country Cricket Board are. The Country Cricket Board are a advocacy group for country cricket, and Cricket West are an advocacy group for metropolitan cricket. Now, we've got clubs in both, so it is our duty as an association to look after everybody. So we are very close to finalising affiliation with Cricket West as well, and that will open up a number of positives and benefits to our competition. One of them being access to and opportunities to play representative cricket in the Cricket West competition. Now, their competition is a carnival-based T20 competition, and it's sort of done and dusted over a weekend or so. Now, if we were to gain affiliation and then therefore be able to enter that competition, it sort of extends it a little bit. So there might be an extra round, but essentially it's probably like, 3 or 4 games of T20 cricket. And then the finals, because there's 3 divisions, if you want to call it that. You've got the Open, which is seniors. You've got a Masters or Veterans age group or age bracket, and that's over 35. And then you've got a Colts one, which is an exciting one as well, and that's under 23. So we'll be trying to enter teams in that. There's also a women's section as well, which we're very excited about too. And the finals culminate at the Wacker ground. So the senior game, for instance, is under lights at the Wacker, which is pretty exciting. But they've also got a club-based T20 competition, knockout comp. So the club winners of each association's T20 competition go through and play in a round-robin sort of final, which again culminates with the grand final being played under lights at the Wacker ground. A lot like the juniors do in the CJCC. There's a community cup with the finals at the Wacker ground. So it's a great bonus. That's just one tiny positive that comes out of that affiliation. So we're sort of finalising those sort of things, but we're really excited by where that'll go. And essentially, it gives us an amazing opportunity to be able to provide the next level of cricket for everybody within our association, no matter where you are. So if you are south of that line, that makes you a country club. Well, you've got full support there, and then you've also got full support if you're not. And at the moment, Country Cup and Women's Country Week is association based. So it doesn't matter where you are. It's the fact that your association is affiliated, therefore you're able to play. It may be a bit confusing, but hey, cricket is a confusing game, and we're very, very good at that. So that's where we're at the moment. If anyone is still confused, please feel free. You know where to contact us. And I'll be happy to sit down and have a chat, but I think it's important we get that sort of stuff right. Okay. It's a lot to get there. Just another shout out to either anyone that knows of any female cricketers that are playing in the Peel Cricket Association or in Peel, or you are a female cricketer and you might change your mind, you're not sure, whatever. we do have some spots available. We have entered 2 teams. We have had a couple that have pulled out of late. So if there are any that want to be part of it, please contact us. Please contact us and we'll get you involved. The girls are having a training scratch match this Sunday. They've got another training run on Tuesday at Shoalwater on the turf as well. So they're getting a couple of turf runs both Sunday and Tuesday. And then they'll be off on Saturday, Sunday, Monday. They'll be playing in the competition down in Bunbury, which will be exciting for everyone. And as we see the women's game grow. Okay, you are on the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show. We'll go to another break before we come back to wrap it all up. See you soon. Welcome back. We're here to wrap it all up, and we'll send you off on your way. Excited about what we've got coming up this week. So as I mentioned, this Sunday, we've got the Belt Up Country Cup final, PCA versus the Bunbury District Cricket Association. Creswell Park, 11 a.m. start. It is live streamed, so I'm sure you know where all that stuff is. So look it up. Or if you've got nothing else to do and you want to go for a bit of a drive, please come down and support us. We'll be doing everything we can to get over the line. What we'll also be doing is clubs on Saturday will be playing off in the final games, the final round of the preliminaries, you want to call it that, of the PCA competitions, from the Wiley Cup in A grade, Macintosh Cup in B grade, Jeffrey Cup in C grade, Ritchie Cup in D grade, E and F grade. They are all playing their last round. So what are they looking like this week? And we have Warnbro taking on Singleton. Now, Singleton could really burst Warnbro's bubble there. Warnbro need to win to stay in the 4. Pinjarra versus Waroona, the derby, the local derby there. Pinjarra, could they burst Waroona's bubble? If Singleton win and Waroona win, I think Waroona jump in to the 4, and that'd be a real horror for Warnbro, who are doing everything they can to stay in the 4 and defend their title. Shoalwater, who are on a little bit of a down slope. They want to get back to winning ways, and they've got Secret Harbour there at Stan Twite, and White Knights Baldivis, they take on Mandurah. They win, they maintain a 2nd spot, and they've got their game at their place. And Hall's Head just kick the heels up and have a bit of a rest. Now, with that, next Friday, now this one's important. Remember this one. Next Friday, the 3rd of March, as we go into the long weekend, Hall's Head and Marist Cricket Club. Now, Hall's Head are the T20 champions for the PCA. Marist Cricket Club are T20 champions for the BDCA. Now, they are going to come together and play in a it's going to be a serious game, but it's a game that's come about with a charitable cause behind it. Now, for those who are listening and sort of understand country cricket and all that sort of stuff, the name Glendaring will be dear to you all. Now, Glendaring's, you don't want to throw this word around, but he is a legend of WA country cricket. His record alone just tells you that. He has been there, done that, got the T-shirt, printed the T-shirts, he's made the T-shirts, he sold the T-shirts, he's done it all. He's gone on to play some successful cricket with Subiaco in the WA Premier League Premier competition, district cricket as it was in those days. He come up through the ranks with this other guy that you might know called Murray Goodwin, who went on and played Test cricket for Zimbabwe, played cricket for WA as well. They come up through the ranks in Bunbury, and they're both exceptional players. Glenn was also a star footballer, played some very, very good football, I believe, for South Fremantle in the Waffle. So he's a top-grade footballer, top-grade cricketer, a real character. He's always got a smile on his face. He's anyway. Unfortunately, the old Jack Dancer has got hold of him, and that was a real sort of shock to the cricket community. So anyway, what we've all decided to do is we thought, what can we do? You want to help out? He has got a the Marist Cricket Club have set up like a GoFundMe page type thing. They're trying to raise a significant amount of money to support his family. with treatment and things like that. As we all know, look, everyone's been touched by cancer somewhere along the line. It's awful. So what could we do? Peel cricket, Bunbury cricket have had some real good tight tussles over many, many, many years. And there's plenty of people. You think of the Burnses, you think of the McIntyre, you think of all these famous, the Wileys, all these families that have had, and these names that have had big country cricket sort of backgrounds and histories. Well, they've played against Glenn quite a bit. They've come up against each other quite a bit. And so, look, it was a no-brainer. We just thought, well, hey, what can we do? What have we got? What can we leverage? Hey, let's try that. So thank you to Hall's Head, and Ash Wyborn, who's really, just sort of dropped an idea and then bang, we're off and away. Here we go. And thank you to Marist Cricket Club as well for what they're doing. Next Friday, March the 3rd, I think it's a 6 o'clock, 6:30 start. So if you've got nothing on, come down. We're looking to live stream it anyway. But the main thing is we're looking to raise some money. So we're going to have a silent auction. We're going to keep pumping up the GoFundMe page, any of that sort of stuff. If you can come down, even come down and watch, and you buy anything behind the bar, a fair whack of the bar taking is going to go towards it as well. Look, it won't be much, but it'll be something. But we want to really show our support to Glenn. So to the Daring family, if they are listening, or if this can get out to them, look, we're behind you, mate. Just keep fighting. We know that's what you are. You're a fighter, and we just hope you can get over this, and we just hope that this helps, and then this puts a bit of a smile on your face. So look, well done to everyone involved there. But Friday, 3rd of March, get down to Peelwood Reserve, where you're going to see two top teams in country cricket, Lockhorns in a T20 game. Both teams will want to win. Obviously, there's a little bit on it. I mean, it's a BDCA versus PCA sort of thing. But if we go beyond that and look at the bigger picture, we're going to help out a mate. And if community cricket and community sports about anything, this is exactly what we're about. We're about getting behind the community and getting behind people that might need a bit of a hand. So, Glenn, we hope that we can help out. So well done to everyone involved there. If you want to know more about it, jump onto the Hall's Head Facebook page, jump on the PCA page. Throughout this little period, there'll be a whole heap of stuff going around. So please be generous if you can and support. And thank you to all the people that will be getting behind us. We'll be listing all that sort of stuff, and we'll have a little in next week's podcast, we'll have a little sort of wrap up of who are the actual people that are behind it, because this has come up quite quickly. So we're sort of getting it all together quite quickly. There'll be a big plug and a big thank you to everyone that's helping out. Okay, so good luck to everyone this week. A lot of cricket to be played. Good luck to the PCA team on Sunday in the Country Cup final. And stay safe, everyone. And we'll be back next week for a bit of a special on the charity game, and also on Women's Country Week. They'll be the two big ticket items next week. So tune in next week to the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show. That is exactly what you've been listening to. My name's Orazio Santalucia. Hope you've enjoyed the show, and we'll be back next week. Goodbye for now.
At Retravision, we know exactly what you want, like our lowest price guarantee, buy now and pay later, and an extra 5% discount for RAC members. That's on top of all the latest tech from the world's best brands at Retravision.